morning, distinguished guests. My name is Vallabh Das, and I'm professor and chair of the Department of Vision Sciences in the College of Optometry. Today, I'm here in my role as president of the University of Houston Faculty Senate, and it is my privilege to welcome you to this much anticipated event, the President's Annual Fall Address. It has been a tradition to open the program with a performance from the internationally acclaimed Moore School of Music Concert Chorale. What a lovely performance by a talented group of artists. Thank you for that wonderful selection, amazing indeed. Under the able direction of Dr. Charles Hausman, they performed The Sound of Silence by Paul Simon, and our chorale is the first choir in the United States to perform this arrangement from Alexander L'Estrange. Please join me in another round of applause for these talented individuals. Note that the concert chorale will be performing one more time after the President's address. Please also join us in the lobby after the final performance for a reception. So as president of the University of Houston Faculty Senate, I'm proud to represent over 2,800 tenured, tenure-track, instructional, clinical, and research faculty here at the University of Houston. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to be the one to introduce President Couture as she delivers her 13th annual fall address, in which we get to take stock of and celebrate the achievements of the year behind us and to look forward to the year before us. As I was contemplating what to include in this introduction of President Couture, I wondered if I should simply list the achievements of years past since she became president in 2008. Believe me, this list is quite long. Tier 1 designation, a Phi Beta Kappa chapter at the university, a successful $1 billion-plus fundraising campaign, several new colleges, including most recently a new medical school, many infrastructural projects like the multiple new buildings of the health complex and the new law building, the basketball and the football stadium, among many others, and now most recently entry into the Big 12. Alternatively, I thought, instead, I could stay true to my STEM background and talk about the university's growth under her leadership with some numbers. When I did my research, the numbers associated with a variety of statistical measures were impressive indeed. However, I did not pursue this strategy because the president's address in years past have been quite data-driven already, and we could probably expect the same this year. I could also talk about the challenges to our university that President Couture has successfully steered us through, like Ike and Harvey and a winter storm in Houston. We are in the midst of another challenge, the COVID pandemic, hopefully closer to the end than the beginning, and it has been her unwavering commitment and leadership to the principles of compassion and flexibility that have guided the faculty, staff, and students of our beloved institution so far and will see us through. Beyond our COVID resilience, I thought I could elaborate on her leadership ability and relentless drive to push our university higher and higher. Again, the examples are many, starting with the push to achieve Tier 1 all those years ago. In fact, I personally benefited because I was recruited to UH in 2009 in the midst of that push. Then there was the push to get a medical school on campus. Yes, the challenges at the outset of any of these projects seemed quite large, but she got it done. That, in fact, has been a hallmark of her leadership, to be relentlessly optimistic about the outcome and to pursue the goal with great determination. Inevitably, this optimism and ability to keep her eye on the next significant initiative that would propel the university onward and upward has also had the effect of galvanizing the university community and others to support her in these endeavors. In this vein, I am so looking forward to our becoming a top 50 public university. I know we will. The excitement across campus as we contemplate this ambitious goal is palpable. In the end, as I mulled over all these and other approaches for an introduction, I came across a quote that has been attributed to a few different people, including Maya Angelou. I thought it was very apropos for this occasion. It says, "I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." President Couture, you make each one of us feel proud to be a part of the University of Houston. And so, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, it is with this sense of pride that I ask you to please join me and welcome President Renu Kaur for the annual fall address. Thank you.
One day, everything changed. Our once bustling campus, now empty. The way we teach, learn, work, and live turned upside down in the blink of an eye. How would we continue? How would we bounce back? How would we, as a university, fulfill our mission in these unprecedented times? The only way Cougars know how: tenacity. Staff worked tirelessly to create a safe learning environment. Professors moved online, to hybrid, to in-person, providing the highest quality education no matter the obstacles. And students, despite all of the hurdles, graduated at a historic rate. One day, everything changed, but we changed too. We are better, stronger than ever, and ready to keep moving forward. Well, good morning. Good morning, colleagues. Welcome to the annual fall address. It is my honor to bring you this year, like every year, highlights of our collective achievements. Thank you for that very gracious welcome, Dr. Das. We are counting on your advice, but since you are coming from our top-ranked College of Optometry, I know that we can count on your vision. To our wonderful concert chorale, as always, you were amazing. What a complex piece and how smoothly you performed it, just amazing. Thank you, Dr. Charles Hosman, for that wonderful selection and support for this fall address. Last year, I was here in this empty Morse Opera House while you joined me from your screens. But today, thanks to scientific advancements, the COVID vaccine, we are able to meet in person. In prior years, seating capacity in this room determined the number of invitees, but now after Zooming and teaming for 19 months, our boundaries have been broken and we can reach to you, regardless of where you are. So if you are joining the fall address for the first time, like my family from India, I offer you a very special welcome. This is my 13th fall address, and therefore the 13th celebration of what we have accomplished together. However, we have bigger dreams and cannot just stop here. Therefore, like each year, I would also like to outline action items for the coming years. Our obligations to our city, the state, and the alumni demands that we build a powerhouse in this fourth largest and one of the most diverse cities in America. With that, let me begin by thanking our Board of Regents, whose vision, support, and dedication are the starting point of everything we do. The Honorable Tilman Fertitta, Board Chairman, the Honorable Beth Madison, Board Secretary, she's here with us, the Honorable Durga Agrawal, Regent Agrawal is here as well. If you're here, you can wave or stand, that would be great. The Honorable Doug Brooks, who has traveled from Dallas to be here, the Honorable Alonzo Cantu, the Honorable Steve Chazen, the Honorable John McCall, who has driven all the way here as well, the Honorable Jack Moore, and our new members, the Honorable Ricky Raven, and our student regent, the Honorable Derek Delgado. We also owe our gratitude to former regents whose passion and guidance have helped us become the university we are today. I especially like to say thank you to Regent McKelvey, since he has just stepped outside the board. Thank you so much for all your support during all these 6 years. Also joining me today in the auditorium are President Lauren Blanchard from UH Downtown, President Blanchard, you can just wave or stand. Interim President Richard Walker from UH Clear Lake. And joining virtually, President Robert Glenn from Victoria, from UH Victoria. Thank you. Thank you for taking time from your very busy schedules to be here today with us this morning. Let me begin this address by expressing my gratitude for the resilience that you have shown during the last 19 months. We welcome the year 2020, riding on the high tide of momentum. Little did we know that we would face the unknown enemy, COVID-19. It was on March 9th, 2020, that we pivoted to online operations and remained in that mode in the spring, hoping very much that with the vaccine on the horizon, we can return to somewhat normal in summer. But the summer months saw the worst of the pandemic. We have been through crises before, hurricanes, floods, and storms, all of which crippled the city, but for a few days to a few weeks. This time, however, the crisis seems never ending. We are 19 months into it and still not sure if we have reached the end. But we keep moving forward, and it takes more than resilience to do so. It takes tenacity. Resilience is the ability to withstand adversity, while tenacity is the motion forward. Resilience makes us stay on our feet, but tenacity makes us move forward. If you recall, we unveiled the new strategic plan, Together We Rise, Together We Soar. And we did so during the pandemic. With that, we made the decision to act. According to Amelia Earhart, the most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is tenacity. As we review this year's performance, it's very clear to me that we have been tenacious. Our strategic goal is to make the University of Houston a top 50 public university in the country. Not because attaining this goal will give us some kind of bragging rights, but because it forces us to focus on our core mission, our students. We have traveled 33 spots since 2008 to be at 88 today. We need to jump another 38 spots to become a top 50 university. While we perform well overall, we still need to make significant improvement in two areas: graduation rate and the university's national reputation. Both of these areas should continue to be our focus in the coming years. So let's begin with the core mission, the students. Despite all odds, the University of Houston successfully enrolled over 47,000 students this fall. Technically, it means the enrollment is flat from last year. But if you consider the fact that most universities in the nation have been experiencing enrollment decline due to COVID fatigue, this enrollment is a tremendous achievement. We received more freshman applications this year than ever before in our history, crossing the mark of 35,000. And this is for 5,600 seats. Our freshman enrollment surpassed transfer enrollment in 2018 and has been holding steady since then, indicating that the University of Houston has become a university of first choice for high school graduates. More students are traveling across the state boundaries to come to Houston for college, and we know that once they come to Houston, they tend to stay in Houston, adding to the city's workforce and intellectual capital. More students are crossing national boundaries to attend the University of Houston. Despite the recent difficulties of international travel and visas, we have had onto a 24% increase in international student population. Currently, students from 170 countries and territories are enrolled at the University of Houston. While submitting the SAT score was not a requirement this past year, many students just did so anyway. Based on the preliminary data of those who submitted their SAT scores, the average SAT for freshmen entering this fall is 1,240, up from 1,215 last year. Getting students to the university is only the start. Getting them to persist and graduate is what defines a university's success. Our 6-year graduation rate stands at 62%. Based on the projections drawn from student cohorts, we believe that we can reach 70% in the next 5 years. While 70% is not the ultimate goal, it is the number that we believe can put us in the top 50 category. What is particularly exciting is to see the rise in the 4-year graduation rate. From 20% in 2013, this rate now stands at 45%. Every freshman entering the university now thinks about graduating in 4 years. Of course, some stay longer to take double or triple majors, and some delay due to unavoidable circumstances, but the fact that nearly half of them graduate in 4 years tells us that the paradigm has shifted. It is gratifying to see that the University of Houston is ranked as a top 50 school when it comes to awarding degrees to Hispanics, according to the Hispanic Outlook magazine. In 4 disciplines, UH ranks among the top 10 in the nation. Let me go a step further and say that a college education is more than getting a degree. It's about social mobility or helping people to move up on the social ladder. I'm proud to say that the University of Houston ranks 39th in the nation on the Social Mobility Index. No other Texas research university, let me just repeat that, no other Texas research university ranks even among the top 100. Nationally, the University of Houston beats other competitors like the University of Washington, the University of Virginia, and the University of Colorado by a handsome margin. Achievements like these do not happen on their own. They require a paradigm shift, a cultural adjustment. For us, this shift started a decade ago when we adopted a holistic approach and declared student success to be our no-excuse priority. We pledged to remove each and every barrier that stood in the way of students succeeding. It is not surprising that the number one barrier for our students was and continues to be financial. Thanks to our donors and legislators, we distributed over $232 million in financial aid every year. This is what we distribute every year, $232 million, which is a 42% increase from 5 years ago. Last year, we added another $93 million on top of this $232 million to the pot, thanks to federal stimulus funds. In addition, we were able to offer debt relief to nearly 3,000 students. Another 1,300 students attended the University of Houston free of tuition, thanks to the Cougar Promise program that offers free tuition to families earning $65,000 or less. These are substantial efforts, but they are not enough. Our students still have an unmet need, and therefore we must continue our efforts to keep the University of Houston degree affordable. In addition to direct financial aid, the university has saved millions of dollars for students through textbook programs. Students are now able to use free textbook material in the public domain, rent textbooks, or get free textbook access or a very reduced price digital access for all their course material. This spring, we are introducing a new pilot program whereby students in selected courses can pay one set price for digital learning materials. Irrespectively of the actual cost of the textbooks and materials, whatever is the cost, it doesn't matter. Per semester, they pay a fixed price, and this way they can access the material ahead of time and access all of the materials without having to worry about the price. If this initiative is successful, we will offer this to all students after this spring. Mental health has been a concern for some time, but now with the pandemic, we have seen a demonstrable rise in stress, anxiety, and depression among students. To that extent, we are adding more mental health counselors along with more flexible options, including online counseling, to ensure that students get the help that they need. It is clear that we support our students, and when we do so, they reach for the stars, and because of their own grit and determination, often surpass our expectations and touch the moon. Take the example of these two outstanding undergraduate students from the Honors College. Gabriel Ollinger, majoring in physics, and Javi Solano, majoring in mechanical engineering, who received their Barry Goldwater Scholarship this year. The Goldwater Scholarship is one of the most prestigious and intensely competed undergraduate scholarships in STEM in the nation. I'm so sorry, that's my phone, I think. Somebody ought to take that. Turn off your phones. I mean, what are the chances, right? Gabriel Ollinger is unable to join us today, but may I ask Javi and his mother, who is in the audience, to please stand and be recognized for this fabulous achievement. Congratulations, Javi, and thank you, Mom. Graduate students are the backbone of any research university. Our graduate student enrollment has been increasing consistently, but the most impressive trend is the growth of graduate and professional students from underserved populations. The University of Houston as a whole, and the UH Law Center in particular, both have been recognized with the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award for the 6th consecutive year now. UH College of Nursing is not far behind with 5th consecutive diversity awards. The College of Medicine enrolled its second class of 30 students out of a pool of 6,000 plus applicants. That's 200 to 1 ratio, by the way. A class extremely capable, very passionate about the mission, and more diverse than most medical schools in the nation. Our medical school is unique in its mission and its commitment to health equity through value-based care. The centerpiece of the medical school curriculum is a program called Household-Centered Care. When students from various health professions form interdisciplinary teams, and each team is assigned a family in Third Ward or the East End. As a part of their learning, these teams will visit their assigned families at their homes once a month. That's part of their curriculum, but because of COVID, they have been visiting online, and now they're starting to visit their assigned families at their home once a month and help them navigate their health issues and stay healthy. We anticipate working with approximately 60 families this year, but think about it, when the medical school is in its mature form with 480 students in all 4 classes together, we will be connecting with 480 families and helping them navigate their health issues and stay healthy. UH College of Nursing has also enrolled its first class of DNP, or Doctor of Nursing Practice students. The uniqueness of our medical school, at least in the state of Texas, is that it's not a separate health science center, but an integral part of the university, which is allowing us to have very easy collaborations with other colleges and disciplines. For instance, 2 colleges, College of the Arts and College of the Medicine, 2 seemingly opposite type of colleges, are developing a joint program in music therapy aimed at using the power of music to improve an individual's abilities and facilitate mental and physical health and well-being. We are currently recruiting a faculty member with a joint appointment in both the colleges. When it comes to uniqueness, let's consider a new initiative of offering micro courses. Not many, but micro courses of just 15 credit hours. Realizing the need for upskilling or retooling among professionals, particularly for the energy transition, we launched micro-credential programs. These are in the areas like subsea engineering, data analytics, and cybersecurity. Each course is only 15 hours long and is fully stackable. Over 500 professionals have completed these courses, and many more are enrolled currently. Student success is our core mission, and we are relentlessly passionate about it. Now let's turn to the second area needing improvement, the university's national reputation. In order to do so, we must engage in cutting-edge research and have top-ranked graduate programs. Of course, athletics also helps, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Despite COVID-19, the University of Houston faculty received 24% more funding through external research grants this year than the last, making it a record-breaking year in our history. Research expenditures, as noted by the National Science Foundation's database, also surpassed the $200 million mark in a very difficult year. Based on the NSF reported data, the University of Houston stands at third position in the state of Texas, behind only the two research universities receiving PUF funding. This chart illustrates relative positions of research and emerging research universities in Texas since 2012. As you can see, the University of Houston moved up 2 positions from 5th to 3rd, while others stayed either the same or lost positions. Among the top grant getters in the last 2 years are Dr. Asminari Obasi, Dr. David Francis, and Dr. Ramanan Krishnamurthy, totaling $30 million among themselves. They deserve our applause. While Dr. Francis is unable to join us this morning, he's probably joining virtually, but may I ask Drs. Obasi and Krishnamurthy, who are in audience here, to please stand and be recognized. Thank you so much. Research grants are extremely important, but not because they are indicators of a university's reputation, but because they are critical in solving global and regional problems. Take the work of Dr. Naveen Vardarajan, a professor of chemical and biomolecular engineering, and Professor Zinli Liu of pharmacy. Their lab has developed an intranasal vaccine that provides durable local immunity against inhaled pathogens that cause COVID. The vaccine is currently being manufactured by Therapeutics, Inc., and we present it to the FDA later on this year for approval. Once approved, the nasal vaccine, requiring minimum cost in storage and administration, can reach the poorest parts of the globe, helping solve the issue of health inequity. Similarly, collaboration among 2 UH alumni, Andrew Peterson and Bala Raja, co-founders of Clip Health, formerly known as Luministics, and UH faculty member Professor Richard Wilson, has led the development of a COVID rapid antigen test called Clip. The test uses a nasal swab, a smartphone, and glow-in-the-dark nanoparticles to detect COVID-19 infection within 30 minutes. The test is currently being distributed across the country. Let's look at another pressing issue, climate change. Thanks to the University of Houston's Air Quality Forecasting and Modeling Lab, ozone levels in the lowest levels of the Earth's atmospheres can now be predicted 2 weeks in advance, as opposed to the current system that predicts only 3 days ahead. This new artificial intelligence system could prove to be an important tool in combating climate change. Great research is possible only with talented faculty. The University of Houston is blessed to have outstanding faculty, and now is home to 19 members of the National Academies of Engineering and Sciences. 2 of them were added to the list this year alone. Keeping up with the spirit of innovation in Houston, and as a tribute to UH, being ranked one of the top 100 institutions in the world for commercialization, UH is also home to 22 members of the National Academy of Inventors, the second highest number in the state. Our faculty are receiving the most coveted national awards like MacArthur and Guggenheim fellowships. In the last 5 years, our faculty received 3 Guggenheim and 1 MacArthur Award, a total of 4 of these prestigious honors. Compare this to a total of 3 awards in the span of previous 3 decades, from 1980 to 2010. Last year, Dr. Pradeep Sharma from engineering received a Guggenheim Fellowship, while Dr. Cristina Rivera Garza received the MacArthur Fellowship, commonly known as the Genius Grant. This year, I'm proud to say that Dr. Roberto Tejada, if I say it, then I think in Spanish I can say it right, Tejada, not Tejada, so, from English and Art History has received the prestigious Guggenheim Fellowship. I believe Dr. Rivera Garza is in Switzerland on a writing residency program, but I do know that Dr. Sharma and Tejada are here, so may I ask you to please stand and be recognized? Nationally competitive faculty are also the reason why many of our programs ranked in the top 50 or even in top 10 in the country. This year, 17 programs are in or around the top 50, according to the US News and World Report. That's the number. Law programs have always led the way, but this year I will take the special privilege to recognize a program that made the top 50 for the first time. It happens to be my home department as well. So may I ask the Chair of Political Science, Dr. Jeffrey Church, to please stand and be recognized. And I did nothing for that recognition because I'm not doing any work right now. We take great pride in our faculty and staff having meaningful engagement in the community. I intentionally use the word meaningful, since engagement is not about counting hours of volunteer work, but about making a difference and having an impact. In June of 2020, in the aftermath of George Floyd's tragic and untimely death, the nation awoke to a new era, an era of impactful engagement. I am proud to say that the Racial Equity and Social Justice Committee, under the leadership of Vice President Alvin Lee and Dean Robert McPherson, devoted many hours to reviewing the university's policies, engaging stakeholders, and encouraging deep dialogues. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the members of the committee who are here present. May I ask all of the members, along with the chairs, to please stand. Thank you for your very hard work. Thank you for starting this initiative. Clearly, our work has just started, and we have much more to do in this area. To build an education powerhouse, we need labs that are conducive to research. We need classrooms that are well-equipped for teaching. We realize now more than ever that while some populations may need virtual access to classroom instruction, the University of Houston's true value lies in its immersive environment. Our value added is the campus environment that allows the students to engage in collaboration, teamwork, leadership skills, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Properly designed and equipped spaces can enhance learning by inviting interactions and encouraging collaborations. Therefore, even during the pandemic, construction cranes were operating and crew was hard at work. We completed the new University Drive parking garage, the re-roofing of campus recreation and wellness, the Graduate College of Social Work renovation, and the renovation of Melcher Gymnasium, the new home of the Department of Communication Sciences and Disorders. UH also broke ground on 3 major projects. The John M. O'Quinn Law Building next to the University Lofts is a 179,000 square feet of state-of-the-art facility and new home to our top-ranked law center. It will open for the fall semester of 2022. The new home of the College of Medicine is rapidly progressing at the 43-acre life sciences complex across from Braze Bayou. The construction will be completed for the fall semester of 2022 as well. Both buildings will have exclusive previews in the next 2 weeks, and I invite you to come and be part of this excitement. The second tower of the Conrad and Hilton College of Hotel and Restaurant Management is under construction, as you probably see, and this is on the University Boulevard. Once completed, the hotel will add 70 guest rooms, several meeting rooms, and a renovated Cougar Grounds coffee venue. Most importantly, it will allow our students to be trained in large-scale hotel management. A small but extremely impactful building is under construction in 3rd Ward on Leake Street, adjacent to the university. As an extension of the university, this building will allow hundreds of graduate and undergraduate students from the College of Education to continue their work in 3rd Ward schools and the community. Another very unique project has been approved by the Board of Regents and is currently in the design phase. Located on top of the existing satellite facility, the new auxiliary retail center called The Hub will open in the summer of 2023. The first of its kind space will give an opportunity for 9 chefs to display their culinary skills while giving our students, faculty, and staff an excellent venue to experiment with food. To support our goals and aspirations, we need resources. I am very pleased to say that the University of Houston Endowment, for the first time, has crossed the magical $1 billion mark. Yes. Thanks to our donors and thanks to a solid performance by the stock market, we have succeeded in reaching this milestone. While we celebrated the completion of our capital campaign, our donors continued to invest in high-impact projects. Take, for example, the Cullen Trust for Healthcare gift of $1 million, which allows the University of Houston College of Medicine to open a low-cost direct primary care clinic on the campus of Memorial Hermann Southwest Hospital. This patient-centered clinic will provide clinical health services for those living in Houston's underserved communities and will also serve as an important training site for UH health professional students. Similarly, the Conrad and Hilton College of Hotel and Restaurant Management received a historic gift of $10 million from the Conrad and Hilton Foundation. The unrestricted endowment created from this legacy gift will help Hilton College fulfill its mission of training the next generation of hospitality leaders. A $4.5 million contribution from the Thomas Michael Panos family estate, honoring the memory of 2 generations of this hardworking Houston family, is another transformative gift that includes an endowed lectureship on equity and social justice, a $2 million scholarship endowment, and the Panos Family Endowed Chair in Mechanical Engineering. Last year, we received a $50 million anonymous gift to match faculty recruiting. We have matched 6 endowed professorships and chairs this year from that gift. This is a complete game changer for the research enterprise. I have often been at events where alumni would tell their stories, and I would think, I wish I had my tape recorder on. Well, we turned the tape recorder on this year and invited alumni to tell their stories. More than 15,000 alumni have already answered the call and recorded their stories. Here is what Carol Ann Cavazos, a 1986 graduate, recorded. I took a writing for broadcast class. At the end of the class, Professor William Bryan called me into his office. He said, "You are not my students, and I don't even know what your major is, but you really need to think about going into TV. Then I went on and won a bunch of awards. I won the National Award, Edward R. Murrow Award, and won my own Emmy. Everything started at UH. Everything started at UH seems to be the primary sentiment expressed by the alumni in these stories. You can listen to their stories as a part of the Alumni Oral History Project. We thank our donors and alumni for without you, we have no power to dream. You allow us not just to dream, but dream big, really big. Talking about big, let's turn to athletics. Over the years, we have patiently, methodically, and strategically invested in our athletics programs in the hope that when the conferences shifted, we would be a prime candidate for moving up to a power conference. That time came in September with the departure of 2 schools from the Big 12. The invitation to become a Power 5 conference member was extended to us thanks to faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly to elevate the university's academic standing. I want you to know that without a great academic standing, it was not possible for us to jump to any other conference. Thanks to coaches and student athletes who won championships and proved that they could compete against anybody. And thanks to donors and fans who gave their money and time to support the program. I am grateful to all of you for your roles. However, please allow me to recognize 2 individuals whose last-minute efforts, many calls, got us over the hump. Athletic Director Chris Pesman and our Chairman of our board, Tillman Fertitta. If you're on board, please. For the 6th straight year, athletics claimed at least 4 American Athletic Conference championships, the only school in our league to accomplish that feat. Cougars won conference championships in swimming and diving, women's outdoor track and field, men's outdoor track and field, and of course, men's basketball. The nation watched as Houston's red uniforms danced on the Final Four stage in Indianapolis. See, I'm from Purdue, so Indianapolis gets a little hard for me to say. Coach Sampson and his team colored not just the city, but the nation red. Our women's basketball, men's golf, and women's golf program also qualified for postseason competition. Our student athletes did all of this while battling the challenges presented by the pandemic and racial injustice. They participated in the national conversation and found ways to make a difference. And this year, Cougar basketball is starting the season with a preseason ranking of 15. Our student athletes continued their academic success in the classroom, with 240 being named to the Dean's List this past year. The University of Houston set a school record for the 4th consecutive year with 271 student athletes named to the American Athletic Conference All-Academic Team. What about football? Well, Cougars have a winning streak of 6 games. Rain or shine, time or delayed. Cougars keep fighting and winning. The next game is on Saturday against SMU, and I don't have to tell you how important that is. So therefore, we need your cheer and we need your support. It has been a difficult year, but a year that has seen our tenacity. Where do we go from here? What is our way forward? First and foremost, let's commit to the strategic plan. We are on a mission to become a top 50 public university in the nation. In order to do so, we have to increase the graduation rate. So let's just stay focused on success of our students. I anticipate that in the coming years, most of our enrollment growth will come at UH Sugar Land and UHKD. It is our commitment to ensure that students, no matter where they take classes, they get exactly the same engaging experience that they get here on this campus. We have to be creative and intentional in our strategies. Therefore, we have hired a consultant to develop a master plan for the Sugar Land campus. It is to ensure that we avail every opportunity and start growing UH Sugar Land as well as UH Katy in a strategic and meaningful manner. We take to heart the lessons learned during the pandemic. We are making a commitment to continue to build UH Extend, a program that offers complete online degrees in critical fields. We are prepared to equip a set number of classrooms with cutting-edge, immersive technology so that the experience of our students is engaging and of the highest quality. In addition to increasing financial aid, we are also committing to raising $300 million in support of scholarships and fellowships to help our students. On the research side, our goal is to build an infrastructure that could lead us to the next milestone. In order to do so, we are moving forward with the following. Number one, recruiting of 100 research faculty in 4 areas of strength: energy, security, and health. Number two, building cutting-edge research labs to support these hires. Number three, building 5 university-level core facilities to support the most efficient use. And finally, increasing research support for faculty in humanities, social sciences, and the arts. We are hiring 25 faculty under this plan this year. The advertisements are already out, and we are just looking forward to getting this new class in. I'm pleased to announce that UH has received $200 million in state support to build additional facilities. This is from the state's special session. If we count the entire system, we have received over $350 million for several facilities. We are also grateful to our statewide leadership, the governor, lieutenant governor, speaker, and the legislature for $50 million per biennium in institutional enhancement to support our strategic vision. The facilities for which we have received support and will be building here on this campus include the Idea Lab, a facility to bring all activities related to innovation and entrepreneurship under one roof, which will include a maker space that all students can use. A medical research facility either in the Texas Medical Center or in the Life Sciences Complex right next to the College of Medicine. New space for the Hobby School for Public Affairs, and a College of Technology building at UH Sugar Land. Other than research, athletics can also assist in enhancing a university's reputation. We will be joining the Big 12 soon, which means that we have an opportunity to raise the level of our game, both in athletics and in academics. I have challenged all vice presidents to see how this new platform can be used to enhance their division's performance, whether it's recruiting students, building research consortiums, or raising funds. It will take a village for all of us to go to the next level of excellence. Now that we have completed the $1 billion campaign, we are in the process of raising funds for targeted needs. Among them are $300 million for student scholarships and fellowships, $100 million for faculty endowments, $100 million for the College of Medicine, and $100 million for athletics, which, by the way, includes a football locker room and a student-athlete support center. Our dream is to build the University of Houston into a powerhouse, and all of us are part of this dream. All of us, every single one of us, are part of the team that will get it done. No matter what your role is, you are a member of the team, and we need you. Your resilience and your tenacity are our strengths. If you want to eliminate social injustice, if you want to help fulfill a student's dream, if you want to make a generational impact, if you want to uplift your community, if you want to be a part of the solution, then this is your chance. This is our chance. Let's rise together. Let's soar together to new heights. Every day I come to work, I come with optimism and pride. I certainly hope you feel the same. Our best days are yet to come. I want to thank you for your commitment and thank you for your support. Go Cougs!
This chorus from Leonard Bernstein's operetta Candide has been described as representing the flowering of mankind itself. Its essence, we grow as we prepare for the future. A Greek proverb aptly observes, a society grows when old men plant trees for shade they know they will never sit in.